The Warhammer 40k verse is a tapestry woven from threads of constant war, unwavering faith, and the ever-present threat of chaos. For 10 millennia, the Imperium of Man has stood as a bulwark against the encroaching darkness, holding back the tides of demons and madness with unwavering, albeit brutal, determination. But what if that bulwark had crumbled? What if chaos, in one of its myriad assaults, had broken through and claimed victory? This video delves into the grim possibilities of a Warhammer 40k verse in which chaos has definitely won. In which chaos has definitively won, exploring the potential ramifications of a galaxy and its inhabitants, offering a detailed glimpse into a truly terrifying reality. Greetings all, I'm your guide, the Archivist. Today I will dive into an overview of If Chaos Won. Before we begin, please remember to like the like and subscribe waypoints down below, so that more people can learn from the archives. The Imperium's defeat would not be a single decisive battle, but rather a catastrophic collapse triggered by a series of interconnected events. The seeds of this downfall are already sown within the Imperium's rigid structure. The seeds of this downfall are already sown within the Imperium's rigid structure and inherent weaknesses. A key factor would likely be the complete corruption or even death of the Emperor of Mankind. If the Emperor were to truly die, the Astronomicon, the psychic beacon guiding ships through the warp, would falter. Travel across the galaxy would become exponentially more dangerous, isolating individual sectors and allowing chaos to pick off worlds one by one. The loss of the Emperor's guiding light would also unleash a psychic tempest of unimaginable scale, flooding the Materium with raw chaos energy and birthing countless demons. Another path to victory for chaos lies in the widespread corruption of the key Imperial institutions. Imagine the Adeptus Administorum, already plagued by bureaucratic inefficiency, becoming completely riddled with the cults dedicated to Tzeentch. Order would be deliberately misconstrued, resources diverted to chaos projects, and the Imperium's war machine would begin to grind to a halt. Similarly, the Adeptus Mechanicus, obsessed with technology and prone to heresy, would fall completely under the sway of Nurgle, embracing decay and stagnation as the ultimate form of progress. The Space Marines, the Imperium's elite warriors, are not immune to the temptations of chaos. A significant portion turning traitor, perhaps through the machinations of Khorne or Slaanesh, would shatter the Imperium's military might. The ensuing civil war, fought across countless planets and star systems, would weaken both sides, leaving them vulnerable to the predations of the ruinous powers. The details of such a conflict surpass even the Horus Heresy in their brutality. With the Imperium shattered, the galaxy would undergo a radical and horrifying transformation. Planets once bastions of Imperial order would be twisted into demon worlds, their landscapes reshaped by the raw power of the warp. Reality itself would become fluid and unstable, with pockets of madness and unreality bleeding into the material world. Imagine Terra, cradle of humanity, transformed into a grotesque monument to chaos. Golden Throne, once a symbol of the Emperor's sacrifice, would become a profane altar, pulsing with dark energy. The ruins of the Imperial Palace would be inhabited by hordes of demons, feasting on the souls of the damned. The planet's surface would be a swirling vortex of madness, reflecting the fractured psyche of the Chaos Gods. Other planets would be similarly transformed, each reflecting the values of the Chaos God that claimed it. Worlds dedicated to Khorne would become endless battlefields, where blood flowed freely and the screams of the dying echoed across the landscape. Nurgle-claimed planets would fester with disease and decay, their populations slowly succumbing to horrific plagues. Slaanesh would transform worlds into pleasure palaces, where every conceivable depravity was indulged in an endless orgy of sensation. And Tzeentch would warp worlds into labyrinths of impossible architecture, where logic and reason had no meaning. In a galaxy ruled by chaos, the fate of humanity would be bleak. The vast majority would be enslaved, forced to serve the whims of their new demon masters. Their bodies and minds would be twisted and corrupted, transformed into grotesque parodies of their former selves. The lucky few who remained to resist would be facing a desperate struggle for survival, hunted by demons and corrupted humans alike. Many would be willingly drawn to the promises of power and pleasure offered by the Chaos Gods, becoming cultists and traitors of their own kind. They would revel in the slaughter and corruption, embracing the madness of chaos as a release from the constraints of imperial order. These individuals, warped by dark blessings, would become the new elite of the chaos-dominated galaxy, ruling over enslaved masses with tyrannical cruelty. Mutation would become rampant as the raw energy of the warp permeated the galaxy. Humans would be twisted into grotesque forms, their bodies sprouting tentacles, wings, and other unholy appendages. Some would become powerful psykers, capable of wielding the power of the warp, at the cost of their sanity and humanity. These mutants would be both feared and revered, seen as both blessings and curses by the Chaos Gods. For those unwilling to serve, annihilation would be the most likely outcome. Chaos cares little for the lives of mortals, and entire planets could be purged to make way for new demon worlds or to appease the whims of a particularly bloodthirsty demon prince. The details of these purges would be horrific, beyond the comprehension of even the most hardened Imperial Guardsmen. The triumph of chaos would not only affect humanity, the other races of the galaxy would also face extinction or enslavement. The Eldar, already teetering on the brink of oblivion, would be hunted relentlessly by Slaanesh and his demonic hordes. Their remaining craft worlds would become targets for chaos fleets, and their souls would be devoured by the great enemy. The Orcs, always eager for a good fight, would initially revel in the chaos and destruction. However, even they would eventually be overwhelmed by the sheer power of the Chaos Gods. Their wars would be corrupted, their aggression turned against themselves, and their numbers would dwindle as they fought amongst themselves for the scraps of a dying galaxy. The Necrons, ancient and emotionless, would likely retreat into their tomb worlds, attempting to weather the storm. However, even their advanced technology would be hard-pressed to withstand the onslaught of chaos. Their tomb worlds would become targets for demonic incursions, and their armies would slowly be eroded by their relentless assaults. The Tau, with their limited understanding of the warp, would be particularly vulnerable to the predations of chaos. Their expansionist empire would crumble, as their planets were overrun by demons and corrupted humans. Their unwavering belief in the greater good would be shattered as they witnessed the true horror of the warp. In a galaxy ruled by chaos, there would be no hope, no peace, and no respite. The war would never end, and the Chaos Gods constantly fought amongst themselves for dominance. Demons would roam freely across the galaxy, preying on the weak and the vulnerable. The very fabric of reality would be twisted and warped, creating a landscape of endless horror. This is a future that must be avoided at all costs. The defenders of the Imperium, despite their flaws and failings, stand as the last bastion against the complete and utter annihilation of everything that is good and right in the galaxy. Their struggle is a desperate one, but it is a struggle that must be fought. The fate of humanity, and indeed the entire galaxy. This detail-heavy perspective offers a chilling glimpse into the abyss that would consume all should chaos truly win. And so I have now covered the content for this video, but if there's anything that has been missed, please share them in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this content, please remember to like the like and subscribe waypoints down below. In the grim dark of the far future, there is only war.